We'll check if my extensions work before we can start the stream. Okay. Okay, it works. Yippee. Okay. Wait, let me just turn on my. Please turn on. Oh, there we go. Success. Haha. Yeah, definitely need to Hello. Chili con. What? Confuzzled. Anyways, yippee. I've finally managed to stream at a more normal time for some people. But yeah, okay. So I have a class at 7 p.m. today, so I'm not able to stream later cuz then I only have like 5 minutes pretty much. Or like no, like I'd have like maybe like less than an hour to finish like my Inktober if I did this later. So, this is what you guys get. Okay. Anyways, vintage Hollywood. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this one. Let's go with character like this a little bit more. I feel like it makes more sense for her eyes to be like looking like away from like the rest of her body. I have pose references. I just never remember which ones I want to use. Let's do one that looks like kind of. I don't know if I'll be able to do it, but it'll be like bloop, and then. Body faces this way, hips go this way. Something like that. And then the arms is like. Actually, should I have it? No, I should have the arm go up on this side. Down. No. I don't like that either. No clue. Bro, why? No, it's cause I have a class at 7 p.m. and it ends at 9:40, and I was like, if I 9:40, if I get back here, like at best, I get back here at like 10. And I'm like, I need to do the Inktober, and it's a little hard to do it within like just the last 2 hours of the day. Especially since I streamed them all. So yeah, my bad. Also, I'm not doing Twinktober. What? Oh, wait, hold on. I like this pose. Let's go this one, this way. I haven't tried out a lot of new poses recently. I feel like I'm trying, but like I just end up sticking with like simpler ones so I can save on time. But yeah. Ooh, nice. I don't play Team Fortress 2, so I have no idea. TF2 spy. I mean, if you want. I don't know how recognizable it is. I'm going to ignore the Twinktober. I know damn well somewhere out there in the vast universe of Instagram Inktober prompts, or Twitter at least, there's probably an Inktober prompt where you'd have to draw like a twink a day. And I know that is most likely a thing somewhere on the internet. I have no doubt about it. I feel like I should have doubts about it, but I don't. Yeah. I'm assuming that's what you mean by Twinktober. I don't want to do that. I fear I do not enjoy drawing twinks. I like drawing women. They're pretty. Also, I don't like the proportions of guys. They very confusing. No. This is cute girl Tober. So I fear it's not. It goes against the whole prompt of that I'm doing. I'm doing cute girl Tober. Like if it was like an OC one, like sure, maybe I'll give you a twink or two. But like I'm not doing an OC prompt base. I'm doing like specifically for cute girls, which is why I'm designing multiple cute girlies. Yes. Anyways, women sparkly emoji is the correct answer. Yeah. I feel like I made her. Hold on. I never make these drawings like proportioned correctly at all. However, it is fine. And I will figure it out. No, I won't. I will try my best to figure it out. In theory. I don't like this foot. I don't know what's going on with the feet. I don't know how to draw feet. She looks like she's like leaning against something, but also her torso is like way too long. Crazy, but also like true. And this, girlies, is why we subscribe to lesbianism. Okay. I think I'm fine with the pose. I'm going to fix the proportions a little bit. I don't know. I just don't... I'm not particularly happy with how some of the... If I, like, push these two a little bit more, then I can get like a bit more like a dynamic kind of feeling to it. Okay. I think this is a sleigh. I still have no clue what vintage Hollywood really looks like. I'm thinking of Marilyn Monroe, and I'm like, yeah, cool. Except all I know is that stupid tower. I cannot picture her in my head, I fear. I'm gonna put on some background music on my end. Y'all can do whatever you want. Where is... Oh, there we go. Haha. Okay, let us see. I'm gonna actually make some... Well, actually... Oh wait, hold on. I should probably double check that I have the neck on correctly. Every time I do like this type of like pose, I always end up fucking up the neck. Ah, I see. Okay, I was like, something feels wrong here. Yes, anyways. blah 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 bloop bloop chung dong dong. And then I think I want, let's make this one more like that. Let's erase the chest again and redraw it more like a shape to it. Alright, I think that's a little bit better in terms of pose. Probably. Okay, I'm gonna actually tilt you out as well a little bit because I feel like it's a little too stiff like that. Hello? Eraser? Okay. Like if I do like more like a, so it's like instead of having the hand like fully straight, it's better to have it like a little bit bent. Alright, probably this is a better idea. Alright, not horrific. Wait, hold on. Boop, 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 boop. I got a whole block of ice I need to melt. Anyways, it is a 1:20 something right now, so I think I have enough time to finish this drawing and then take a nap and then make dinner and then cry because I don't want to make dinner. It's a lot of work to make dinner. And I'm lazy as fuck. Anyways, it'll be fine. I will live. Okay, you know what? Let's just erase tits for now. Alright, continuing on. I think, for some reason, whenever I think of, like vintage, like, Hollywood-esque clothes, I find them, like, a lot of them to have, like, the mermaid, like, kind of, like, tail, like, dress bottom thingy. I don't know how to explain it, but, like, I feel like a lot of the dresses, they end up, like, having, like, this, like, I don't know if I like the top or not. That's like a complete other side issue right now. But I feel like it like always like cinches in around here. Hello. I love the way you announce your presence. Is yeah, literally yeah. It's going good. I will not struggle with this theme. Trust. You have no proof that I will. Yeah, but what it was with like the rise in like this type of like mermaidy, very bodycon type dress back then. Oh well. What else? I think I'm gonna not make it like too. I don't think spaghetti straps is the one we're looking for. I'm gonna do. Let's just do like a strapless dress for now, and then I will figure it out from there. And I think one of the things that I think of is like very big, like, I don't know what you call them, like scarves? No, they're not scarves. Like, boas is also probably not the correct term. Just like these like fur thingies. Well, sometimes they're fur. I don't know if I wanted this to be like fur or not. Like these thingies, I feel like was something pretty big back then. Vintage Hollywood technically counts between like the 1920s and the up until the 1960s. However, I'm not 100% sure. big hat with feathers. Yes, I will take that option. Yes, I like, okay, I will not lie, I do really like the shapes that like this like era of clothing gave. This is giving what's her name from the 101 Dalmatians, Cruella de Vil. Like that's kind of the vibe I'm getting right now, and I kind of fuck with it. I love it. Yeah, I'm not sure if these like cape things are like completely period accurate or not, or if I should just go with opera like gloves instead. But I like the look of them, so we're gonna go with it. And I also don't know what type of shoes they wore, but it's fine because you can't really see the feet anyways. Finally. Actually, should I just cover up the feet? Should I avoid drawing feet? Yeah, I'll take that offer. Of course I'll take that offer. What? I mean, I love drawing feet. Like, it gives me so much joy. Ha ha ha. Totally. Yeah. Would never wanna... totally love drawing feet. Yeah, no avoidance here. Pat one? Okay. There we go. I'm gonna shrink her down a little bit just so I can get more of that big hat action in here. I don't know. I'll probably give her a necklace because I feel like her like clothes are kind of bare without that. Anyways. Is this an acceptable size for hat? No, I don't know how to draw a hat, of course. I'm gonna actually look for an image of a hat. Give me a second. I don't really know how hats fit on heads, but I think this is fine. Propsies. And then we're obviously gonna add like a... I don't know if I'll do feather or something here. Like, feather's fine, but I feel like it's not necessarily the vibe. I could have like flowers or something instead here. But then I have to make everything else themed around it. Or I can do like the ribbons. Like many ribbons. I kind of like... That's kind of cute actually. I kind of like this one. This is kind of a sleigh option. Yeah. Feel free to send references on Discord. I have no care in my life. But yeah, it's very not the type of drawings that I draw, but is it because I avoid drawing hats and stuff? No comment. I feel like back during this time, it's like big hair. Well, not like the like bump it, like I think it was 80s or 90s like type of big hair. I mean like the hair was like just really curled usually. And like I think mostly down. Unless you had like really short hair, and then maybe not. But I feel like they had like a lot of volume in the hair. I feel like that was like a big thing. Yeah, yeah, it's fine. Usually people like to look for things that, like, look for artists that like does the things that they usually want, but also there's people who are just like, hey, what if I ask you to draw this random item? And you're like, what? Like, I don't draw this thing. And they're like, well, I don't care. Um, yeah. I had to draw a lot of Brawl Stars, like, fan art at one point. Because there's just this one guy who kept commissioning me to draw Brawl Stars. And I was like, you know what? Sure, whatever. It was very interesting though. I think he wanted it for a fan fiction. I never ended up reading that fan fiction because he never sent it to me. So I will never know what those drawings have been used for. However, I did get money from it, so you know what? I'll take my win. Yeah, I think in my like drawings, like stuff, I say like I don't draw mecha like at all. Um I feel like I've tried drawing like robot-y things. But like I feel like I tried drawing mecha like once and I was like, "Oh, this is not fun. This is very unslay." And then I never did it again in my life. And I don't particularly plan to. I'm fine with adding elements, like little like if I want to like add like some machinery onto like characters, I'm chill with that. But if somebody makes me try to draw like a full like transformer ass like character, I got nothing. I got like nothing for them. Like y'all are on your own for that one. I fear. How the fuck were these women's waves so like perfect back then? It's actually crazy. How does one achieve this build? I don't know, obviously. I think I also, okay, I'm gonna go with pearls as like the thing for today. This character, I think having pearls makes sense during this time. This feels like a very, very pearl loving period of time. Am I going to die from coloring in the pearls? No comment. Probably not, because I just abused multiply right now. But yes, I think pearls is kind of gonna be the main thing right now. Rice shower? What do you mean by that? Okay. Oh, okay. Is it from the Horse Girl game? Ah, I see. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I have a lot of like friends who play the Horse Girl game and I just never really want to. I feel like I can't keep getting into gachas. Like I don't I don't have the energy for that shit. Um or the money or the wallet. Honestly, I feel like the main thing that stops me is it takes so much time to like get invested into like a gacha game, but also it gets like it's such an investment, especially like if you end up ever buying something in it, you're like, oh, wow, now I'm addicted to microtransactions. But like, you know, God, I hate streaming at a socially acceptable time. I should be asleep. Uh I'm gonna have her wrist go downwards a little bit more. Like this. I don't know if this is correct though. I'm gonna believe it is. So I'm delusional. I feel like if I have her arms going down this way, it makes more sense in my head. No, literally. That's what I do too. Except like I usually don't end up dropping the gacha. I just end up like doing dailies for it, and then I like slowly lose my mind. Like it's actually so not fun. Um, like I used to play Genshin, and oh my god, my Genshin is so cursed. I recently like just like checked my like stats and stuff in the thing, right? So I was like, oh, I wonder how my Genshin looks. Um, like, I looked at it and I was like, hey, maybe I should just like not do that, just like not play Genshin like that. But like okay, so I haven't played since when was it? Like I think right before like the what like part of the Natland updates. I stopped at one of them. I don't remember which one. Um, but like I had all of like the waypoints unlocked. I had all the domains, obviously. Domains and waypoints are like chill and whatever. I had like all of the like what the fuck do you what is the Genshin term for it? Like the oculi for like the statues. I had all of those, obviously. Those are not hard to get though. Like it like sure for some regions it takes a lot longer because there's like 200 of them, but like it's like honestly not that bad. I think the most egregious thing is the fact that I have 1,155 achievements in the game, and like most of them are from like exploration achievements. I haven't even finished like the sharpshooter achievement yet, like for the battles and stuff. I don't like the battles in the game. I could care less about like being able to fight properly in Genshin. Sorry. Wait, where's my... Oh, sorry. Sorry if my character's glitching right now. I'm trying to find my charger from my laptop, which for some reason was just gone. Okay. There we go. And I also had... Okay, out of 64 characters that I owned in Genshin at this point, 39 of them had like maxed out friendship, which is not concerning at all. And I was like, wow, maybe I like stopped doing that. And then I got really bored. So I haven't touched Genshin in a really long time, and I also haven't touched Cookie Run in a long time because I finished like the main story. And then I was like, oh, now I have to do all the dailies. But now I'm like, I don't want to do all the dailies. So now I just haven't played Cookie Run in a while either. Yeah. Maybe this is just the type of person that I am. But it's fine. Anyways, I feel like... Okay, I see the vibes of like I like the classical like vibes here. However, a person like me really wants to add more stuff to it. Like I'm like looking at this and I'm like, I need to like add something else to it. Like I can I'll give her like a pearl belt or something. I guess pearls are my main theme for today. But like I'm just like it's not extravagant enough in my head. Although I know that it's like makes more sense for like the time period that we're in, but like I just gotta like yassify it a little bit more, you know? I'm gonna have like cute little pearls in the hair. Um that's actually fun. Pauline from Mario Bros? Interesting. Wait, what is Oh, yes. Okay. Not the hot lady from Resident Evil. I don't know her name. I just know she's hot. Guys, I got my priorities, okay? And if my priority is not the names, it's not the point. Um no. If it was a hot lady from Resident Evil, she'd have to have short hair. Her hair's too long to be that hot lady. Oh, so tragic. You know, one of my friends' gay awakenings is oh wait, not the hot lady from Resident Evil, but it was the hot fish from Shark Tales. Like you know that pink fish with like the large ass lips and the eyes that kind of like were like that fish. Yes, but also yes, Lady how do you pronounce that? Demetrius? What the fuck? I don't know. Something. But yeah. I do like the pearls in the hair actually. Um Pink Ariana Grande crazy. Um I fear that as a person I have not stared at the fish often enough to be able to categorize which celebrity they look at. Like, I fear I have not been staring at that fish enough. Um, Personally, I don't find the fish hot. um, Obviously, but I do find it funny that as a society we just collectively call it the hot fish from Shark Tales. Um, my friend is also not into the fish, by the way. She just like that. It was just her. It was purely just her gay awakening. Um, but yeah. Nice. Sounds fishy? Should be. Usually that's how fish work. They are quite fishy. Um me 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 Also, I found out that for some fucking reason, no one in my language and letter forms class has ever read The School of Good and Evil, and I find that like personally offensive because like what do you mean none of you guys had like a YA phase? Like it's crazy. Like okay, well it was just so weird. I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean y'all never heard of this story before? Cuz we had to make a book cover. We had to make the book cover for that course that was like based off of a book we like or read and stuff. And everybody else is like choosing like shit like classics, and I'm like, all right guys, time for YA. This isn't dystopian. I don't know what is considered like fairy tale-esque story. But then again, I might have realized that my taste in stories is very different from the rest of my class anyways. Because for my next project, where we had to do one on, I should give her a nose. On like, it's like a Halloween based project where we had to like find like, I don't think it necessarily has to do with like Halloween, the holiday itself. Is it a holiday? I don't know. Let me double check what he wants from me. Okay, but I chose, okay. So everybody else, okay, so he wanted, what the fuck did he want? What do you want from me, dude? What do you want from me? A short text, poem, or song lyrics, that has to do with, I guess Halloween related stuff, generally speaking. And I guess I interpreted it as spooky stuff. As long as spooky, it should be fine. The only person who I saw like work, like choice, other than myself, was this girl beside me, who's in my class, and she chose like a song from like Kenshi Yonezu, and I'm here like, oh, so I chose this like, I chose the prologue to How to Survive as a Maid in a Horror Game, the manhwa. So I think I'm doing something wrong. However, I will be sticking with that choice because it's cool, and also I would like to be a nerd about the things that I like more than like, you know, stuff that just work with the assignment. But that will also probably mean that I'll have to explain what the story I chose is, which means I need to double check my knowledge on the like how the plot's going at the moment, because obviously not a completed one. I would have chose a completed one, but I didn't really like the word, like the descriptions they had for it. So I was like kind of like not going for it. I was originally, I think one of the ones I was planning to do was Traces of the Sun, a BL. And then I think another one was Confined in a mansion with like the horror games, like male protagonist of a horror game. Anyways, that one's fun. That story is so fun, but also that couple is fucking toxic as shit. Or like Dreadful Night, that was also one of the ones. Or Global Examination, that was another choice that I had. But like none of them, they had like good like it's very hard to separate them from the medium that they are told in, which is like webtoon manhwas and stuff like that. Because it's like very hard to convey part of the story in like a small excerpt, when most of the text choices are all dialogue. So you know, it was interesting, but yeah. I ended up choosing How to Survive is made in a horror game. One, because, well, one, the story is good. I was gonna choose, like, there are, like, stories that I read that are, like, more creepy and more scary, and would probably, like, fit more with, like, the vibes, but, like, I just find them, like, kind of much more, the story itself to be boring, and I'm like, if I'm gonna do an assignment anyways, I might as well do, like, it of a story that I personally could recommend to people, more or less. So yeah, but like my other options were like fine. I also originally wanted to do SS's class Suicide Hunter, but like specifically this like I believe it was the second or the third season, the one where he has to like go through the house, like the house with like the bunch of like the crying children and stuff, because I found that chapter to be very interesting. However, I cannot transcribe that whole entire chapter with like the descriptions of like what's happening, because unless I find like a very legal PDF copy, it's very hard for me to transcribe it, because I'd have to like figure out how to describe like a bunch of the things that are happening around the main character that you can't like you can't see through the dialogue, which is a little bit difficult. So instead I chose this one dialogue part of the How to Survive as a Maid in a Horror Game, where it's the part at the start of the series before she gets into the game, that like it's like kind of like the game introduction. Like, you know how sometimes when you load into a game they have like a brief like intro to it. This one it starts with I had transcribed. I don't know if I'm gonna use the full thing or if I'm gonna cut it down a bit more, but I found it was pretty interesting because it's like a little bit more poetic than a lot of the other like manhwa like prologue-esque things that rely more heavily on the art as storytelling and instead of the text. But yeah, this one is like, it starts as like, "O ye lost pilgrim, have you stepped into the world below the cliff, that world over beyond the abyss, where the pale moonlight gleams over the rivers of blood. Descendants of the abyss cry out in triumph above the crimson river." It's honestly like kind of like, okay, it's kind of cringy, but like also you have to know that like this is very much a more visual medium of storytelling. So like I'm kind of chill with like the dialogue being a little cringe, if you transcribe it, but it's so fun. But the end of the thing is like, I think my favorite line in this is "Thou shalt live in the pathetic skin of a human. The whips of disease will lash upon thy skin, and the watchman's noose will tighten around the neck. The god of death shall always gaze upon thee, as thou shalt live at the edge of mortality, and thou shalt finally meet thy natural enemy." I think it's hilarious that this girl, like, in her dying breath, she was just like, "Okay guys, let's go curse this motherfucker with like dying young consistently." I mean, technically she's talking to Satan, but like that's like a side thing. And it's like, "Okay, girly, you will die young every time, and you will never have a peaceful life because you killed me. And then you're gonna get killed later on." And I'm trying to figure out how so sometimes I'm like, okay, sometimes I read manhwas and I'm like, okay, this is gonna be a good ending, or oh, this is gonna be a bad ending. Usually it is a good ending. This one, I cannot tell if the author, because it is going down like a romance like route right now. It feels like it's probably gonna end up like a romance route, like as like an ending, because that's usually how these types of stories go. However, I do not have enough faith in the author for them not to just like pull up with the, "Okay guys, we're gonna go kill off the male lead like right now. Because it happens weirdly often in stories where like for some reason you're like, okay, this is definitely going to be a happy ending, and then the author's like, actually I think I kind of want to kill off this character right now, and you're like, hey, we are like 10 chapters away from the ending. Why did you kill off like the love interest character? Like what was the reason? Sometimes they get resurrected. Sometimes they're just like, okay guys, by the way, I forgot to add the tragedy tag here. Candy. Candy. Oh. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, you got the really old stories. Is it like the main character killing the love interest, or is it just like the author being like, maybe not. Let's just like kill him off for fun, via natural causes? No, oh my god. Oh, the author, yes, of course. Okay, I remember. Okay, it's a BL, right? It was I read this one BL. It was Taming the Tiger, and okay, so first of all, the ending was fine. They both run away together, right? And then the side stories start, and you want to know what the fucking author did in the side stories? They killed off both the fucking characters and then reincarnated them into a new world. In like the last scene of like the side stories was, okay guys, now they meet in the real world. And I was like, what the fuck was all of their suffering for if they're just gonna die off in the ending of like their like current world? Like they've like both the characters fought so hard for their to be with each other and also to be free, and then the author was like, okay, let's just like kill them off. And I was like, oh, you bastard, like you absolute bitch, like how could you do that? Like I'm going to find you and I'm going to kill you for that ending, because what the fuck? Because in my mind, the ending of a story, especially like if you have like side stories and stuff, the side stories can add on to the main story, but the side stories, it's either you go full out with the, okay, we're going into like an alternate universe situation, and you will just like, we as like the viewers can just kind of get like in like guess how we want the main characters, couple, whatever, to like live out in the original like world. But to kill them off so blatantly in front of us was like, okay, it was sad, it was good, it felt okay, the emotional like development, like, okay, I did cry because it was really sad to like watch one of the guys like carry the other one all the way back to the place they left, like they escaped from, because he wanted to see the wisteria trees for the last time, and then he ended up dying underneath that, and then the other one followed suit like really shortly after. And I was like, okay, that's a cute ending, but like, hey, what if we did that in like the original, what if we did that before the side stories, and then we could have the side stories as in like the modern world that they reincarnated into. That would be cool. That would save me from a lot of fucking pain. Because okay, so I read it after the author already finished like the whole story, including the side stories, but I can just imagine how it would feel for like a reader of the story to be like dealing with this like in real time. Because like for me, since it was already completed, right, like I just had to hit the next button and I would know, oh, they got reincarnated into a new world. But if I was not, like, if I did not read it when it was still completed, I would genuinely think that the author just killed the characters off in the side stories and just never did anything about it. Or I would have had to wait until the next week to read it and find out that they're reincarnated. But I can just imagine, like how much suffering the poor viewers had during that period of time, because why did she do that? Like, why, genuinely, what was the motive here? Like, why did we do that to ourselves? I don't know. I don't think I'll ever know, actually. But yeah, I still read works from that author? Yes. Because they have a really nice art style. And some of their stories are pretty good. However, I have no trust in that author anymore, and I live in fear that for some reason she's gonna kill off the characters and the side stories once again. Because she's done it once, clearly nothing's gonna stop her from doing it a second time. Yeah. If you can't tell, I have a very normal relationship to these stories. No. See, I don't mind, like having characters just, like, suffer and die out, like, in stories, but it'd be nice if, when you're reading it, you can kind of get that feeling that it will happen, like, to some extent. You're like, okay, this is gonna be sad, and this is not like a sad story happy ending type of thing. It'll just be like a sad story tragic ending. Like, you know how when you're reading stuff, you can kind of just, like, tell how it'll end up to some degree, but obviously you don't know, like, how you're gonna get there. Like, that's what I consider it as. Like, I'm like, the rest of the story felt like so much more, like, hopeful, and then they were like, okay, pew pew. Yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much how I felt while reading it. I was like, oh, why did we do that? Cause the thing is, okay, so I read the story, like, generally speaking, like, a while ago, and then I was like, oh, I need to check my updates for it, right? So I reread the story, and then I was like, I got to the ending, and I was like, oh, what the fuck, and I was flabbergasted, shook by it. I was like, what the fuck? But, you know, like, I don't mind when people kill off characters. That's, like, totally chill for me. It's just, I don't know why you would do that at the end. Like, either them fucking dying is a recurring motif, or it's somewhat alluded to throughout the story that they will die. And not, okay, now you have a fire accident, now we're gonna kill them off. Like, I have this other one, like, okay, so obviously, like, there's this one Yuri I read, which is, the summer that she was here, the summer that she was here, which obviously, based off the title, you know, okay, one of these motherfuckers are dying, and, like, I'm chill with that. I read it. I was still not prepared for the fact that she died. Like, I knew she was gonna die. However, it still made me sad. I miss them. They deserve so much better, than the ending they ended up getting. However, it was a good story. And it made sense for her to die, obviously. Or, like, there's a couple other ones where it, like, the story itself is quite angsty, but it's, like, fine, because it's, like, you kind of know what you're getting into, instead of, like, you're reading it and you're like, okay, this will probably be, like, a nice happy ending to, like, some degree. Like, maybe it's not, like, a perfect ending where, like, their lives are, like, perfect or anything, but, like, it'll be, like, they'll both be, like, content with each other in the same world, and they will both most likely be alive. And then the author's just like, nah, not really. I actually don't give a shit about you. And I'm like, oh, cool, appreciate it. Really glad to see. Anyways. Like, there's this other one, what was it called? oh, What It Means to Be You. Um, that story was also kind of sad, but like in like a different way, where I just watched this poor girl just like basically they just kept killing themselves. Like that was like kind of like the gist of the story, and I was like, oh wow, this couple really needs to communicate. However, the story is good, and I'm very, yeah, they just kept dying. Like, it was the female lead, like the main character, who killed herself first. um um but like so she killed herself because she thought her husband didn't give a shit about her. um but her husband basically is like a workaholic because he wants his wife to like have the things that like he could not afford at the time, which is why he was like always at war and stuff. Like a pretty standard manhwa plot. There, I feel like it happens quite often. Um, but anyways, but then so she kills herself, right? But then instead of like actually dying, she switches bodies with her husband. And then once they initiate like physical contact, like holding hands or anything, they switch back into their original bodies. However, the husband has no idea like how that happens. So she's actually like killed herself a couple of times before like, you know, like I guess she just didn't kill herself at one point. I think they ended up getting a divorce at one point in the story or something like that. And then the husband tries to kill himself. And then at that point is when he realized, oh shit, the reason why there was so many like she tried many methods, by the way. She was like determined to die. um Anyways, so he found out that like the reason why she like kept switching bodies with him, and like they kept switching bodies, was because she just kept trying to kill herself. Because killing themselves is like the only way they could like switch bodies. And he got really sad about that because at that point, he and her were already like separated. And I don't remember the rest of the plot from there. That was like the first, I think, 107-ish chapters of the story. Well, very condensed because they actually both try to kill themselves about like 7 times total at that point in the story, which I think was a pretty new. That's a record, right? That's a record in my mind. I don't think I have seen as many deaths between the main couple compared to that one. Like during that one period of time. It does things like survival romance and stuff like that, like it doesn't count because they're stuck in a time loop. I mean, like where like time like continues on, there's no like regression and stuff, just like dying. um but the story is good. It was fun. However, I know it is, I believe it is currently completed. I have not gone back to it because the first read I had, it was devastating for me. So I have not. I'm like, do I have the courage to go back and read it again? Like I remember reading it and I was like, oh, the story's good, but I'm so fucking sad, and I got so depressed after that one. But like, it's good, And I'm like, do I really want to like deal with the emotional like toll of that story, or do I just want to like chill and be like a normal person? But then again, it's completed and I'm very curious about the ending, right? So I haven't decided yet. It's been a while since I've like been like, I should really reread this, but I haven't like got to it yet. But yeah, that's like on my to reread list. Because I'm not gonna read that story like without rereading the whole story, because like, one, I know I definitely forgot quite a bit of the plot, like the small details in the story. But also because I want to be able to like re-experience. It won't be like the exact same as the first time I read it, obviously, but I feel like I could at least experience some of the emotions again, and I can like connect with the characters a little bit more. So you kind of get the ending a little bit more than if you just like read the updates from the last time you left off. Oh, The Boxer. Yeah, I read that one as well back in like grade 8. And then I stopped reading it cuz it's not really my style of story. It is good though. I will not lie. It is pretty good. It's just I'm not one of the things that I'm not particularly into is like very like modern day like school-esque stories at all. Like anything that has to be like set in schools, I'm like not particularly into. BLs are kind of like a separate thing, because I feel like I'm just projecting onto the characters, but that's a side thing. But a lot of the high school romance-esque genres, I'm not into. Well, I know The Boxer's not one of them, but also like sometimes I really enjoy power fantasy like esque stories. Sometimes I'm just like not into them. But yeah. Yeah, I might have. Okay, I don't remember what time I read it up to because I just read up to whatever was like available at the time that I was reading, which was like back in 2021, maybe 2022, something like that. So I don't know how far I got into the story. Yeah, that checks. Yeah. It's not particularly my style, so I don't know if I'll ever go back to it. Um, but yeah, I never really recorded that one down either in my list because it was just not one of the ones that I enjoyed. But then again, my taste in stories is sometimes very like specific, sometimes like weirdly it's specific but also very general. Like it's like okay, like I have like a variety of like genres here, however there's like kind of like a vibe that's similar through all of them. You know what I mean? Like one of the things that I enjoy is like if I read like BLs and stuff, or like most romances, I prefer the ones where like the characters are happy ish. Like I prefer more wholesome ones. I can go with angst, but I don't enjoy it that much. Like I'll read it sometimes, but like most of the time I try to avoid reading angst because I'm like I do not have the emotional capacity for that shit ever. But I know some people really like angst. I used to really like angst, but then I was also really depressed at that time. So like, what's new? I feel like it kind of goes hand in hand. Like teenage like angst, and then you also pull up with the depressing fan fictions and shit. That was me back then. I was like, if I'm in a depressive slump, I will make it worse myself. Like, why wait for somebody else when you can do it yourself? Hashtag DIY, guys. DIY. But yeah, I was like really into like just like sad, like concerningly depressing like manhwas and stuff. But then I ended up. But now I don't really like them. Now I'm like more into like just like very, very wholesome stories. I think my like just my energy is just like I'm just like yeah, I don't have the energy for that shit. I don't have the emotional capacity for that bullshit anymore. Ugh, the teenage angst back then, it was so crazy. I was like I truly, truly could have been Ebony, Darkness, Dementia, Raven Way if I really wanted to. That's a crazy thing to say. I could have been a blood-sucking vampire Hogwarts thingy. What the fuck was, Ebony, Darkness, Dementia, Raven Way is beyond me. But yeah, I was. Oh my god. I feel like every middle schooler had that one phase where they would only read, like, exclusively major character death angst on AO3 because they were just sad in general. And they were like, okay, how do I process my emotions? Major character death. Let's fucking go. Um, Me personally, major character death and Hanahaki AUs were my shit. Um, I was also into Gacha around this time, which okay, horrific thing to follow it up with. Honestly, like Gacha as in like Gacha life, not like Gacha like games and stuff. So, that makes it probably like 10 times worse. Um, but I was like really into those like angsty Gacha life mini movies where like the character just like kills himself at one point. And like looking back on it, I'm like personally like hella cringing over it. Like it's like ew, like why was I like that? But also like I kinda get it. No, I don't. Um, but girl, why were you doing that? Like what was truly what was the reason for like any of that? Um, Nobody will ever know. But I was like, okay guys, we gotta lock in. If we're gonna be depressed, we gotta like do it like the full way, you know what I mean? Um Girl, that's crazy. That's crazy. Thank God I didn't have access to a wallet back then. I think I would have been like buying so much bullshit back like if I could. Thank God my parents never gave me like a credit card until I was like 16. So, that's good. Oh, I like this color. Okay. But yeah, I was like, girl, Gacha was such a phase. Oh my god. Gacha was so weird. What the fuck was Gacha? Oh my god. Cause okay, I had like okay. I don't I don't know if you can tell. Oh, okay. Oh, I forgot to lock this layer. Yeah, Gacha was such a phase. Um but like also okay, I don't know if you can tell from the way I draw that I very much had a Gacha phase. When you look at someone and you're like, "Oh, that person 110% used to draw Hamilton fan art." And specifically like Hamilton as in like the ones from like the animatics, like that's where their art style came from. Like, when you just look at a person and you just know. My friends, they look at like okay, I have this one friend who also used to be in Gacha, and every time it's like every so often we were remind each other that hey, did you know that you were a Gacha kid? Um, Except it would just be like, yo, when you draw this thing, like you could really tell you had a Gacha phase, and then we were like, what the fuck? But yeah, like I think I try my best to like go away from it, but I can like tell that like it's pretty obvious that I had a Gacha phase if you like also had a Gacha phase. Um you're like, "Oh yeah, this person definitely used to be a Gacha artist or some shit like that like back in the day." Um yeah. Oh shit. Yeah, I like it darker. No, no, wrong flavor of gotcha, Carlos. I fear we are talking about gotcha as in like gotcha life mini movies, singing battles, visual fan fiction gotcha is what we're referring to. Not not like socially acceptable gotcha. Oh no, it's fine. Oh, that's crazy. Did you did you make Gotcha Life mini movies or like Gotcha Life music videos? If so, what was your user on YouTube specifically? Um Ah, I see. Yeah. I remember like my friend and I we both made gotcha videos. Um I also just kept it on the same account. Or no, I did it on my mom's account at one point. That was really awkward. Cuz then I had to my friends found it and I was like, "Oh, I got to actually delete that cuz that's my mom also posts like ads and stuff on her YouTube." Uh it's just really awkward when you have like videos of me in like 3rd grade. Like it's old like videos and then you also have like videos of like old gotcha videos that I made back in like grade 4 on there, and then she's like, okay, come to insert whatever my mom's company's name is for your taxes and stuff. um yeah, fanfiction truly I think my pipeline of like going from Nalu video fan fictions on YouTube, which don't judge me. I know you're judging me. I could feel the judgment. To gotcha life and like just like the general gotcha sphere of things was very much inevitable. And since I already had a whole leg in the door of visual fan fiction, it was truly only a matter of time before I fell into gotcha. Um, yeah. 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 Don't worry, I'm aware. Hola. Hello. I haven't seen Hydrate in a while, actually. Hydrate is in a while. Um, yeah, I was talking about my gotcha phase. Um, oh, in case you cared about what type of videos I made, because obviously oversharing on the internet is my favorite thing, which is exactly why I'm a VTuber. Um, I used to, okay, genuinely, my first video was during like the whole hated child was a lost hybrid princess phase of gotcha. And did I do that shit? Of course I posted it. I was riding the trends, y'all. I was pulling up with the hated child was a lost hybrid princess shit. Um I also made like some of the great, like, you know when, like, they would make, like, the superhero-esque stories. I was also into My Hero Academia during this time. Okay, that's embarrassing. But I made it so that it was, like, how do I explain it? Like, you know the ones where, like, you would, like, make one character based off of element, and then they would, like, kind of be like superheroes or some shit together. But obviously they're also in school. So they had, like, the whole, like, Gacha Life, like, like the hybrid princess trope-esque thing, to figure out their powers. And then one of them gets, like, a power green. And then they're like the main character that you chose, and they're also most likely abused, because obviously how else are you gonna give characters, like, any, like, personality in your story? It's yeah, that I did that. I made those videos, those type of videos. My friends hated me. They definitely did judge them when they found it, but it's fine because I also have dirt on them, so, like, haha. At least I was able to delete my videos off the internet. Some of my friends were not so lucky because they do not remember the passwords to their old accounts. So instead, I subscribe to those old accounts, so whenever I need to, I could literally just go into my subbed, like, list and just go find them and then send it to them. And then they scream and yell, like, what the hell, how did you find that? And it's great every time. I don't even need to remember the names of them. I just gotta have them subbed. But it is life is much more fun when you could just terrorize your friends. But yeah, like, I'm still so annoyed that one of my friends, they managed to like find the password to one of their accounts again, because they used to have this Totodeku, like, gacha animatic on their YouTube, but they deleted it, and, like, I can't, like, I never downloaded it, right? So I can't, like, tease them about it anymore, and I'm so mad that I didn't, like, remember to, like, save it before she deleted it, because, like, now what am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to prove to her that she had a, like, and well, she knows, but, like, prove to her that she had, like, a My Hero Academia phase, and specifically a Totodeku shipper, but, like, also same. But, like, anyways, yeah, so tragic. I was so saddened by it. I fear. Thank God she does not watch any of these streams. She is very much probably in class right now, or at work. I don't know what she does, but, like, thank God Miss Girl is not, like, never watches my streams, because it'd be so awkward if she sees this and she's like, hey, why would you want to, like, annoy me with, actually no, she knows I'm the type to just annoy people via old images of stuff that they've, like, created or done, because blackmailing your friends is truly the only way out of life. I have this whole folder on my phone just called blackmail. It's not actual blackmail. How it's just stuff that I could send to my friends that I'm like, hey, remember this part of your dark history? And they're like, oh, wow, I'm gonna block you. And I never end up getting blocked anyways. So maybe I win after all in this scenario. Yeah, I have my friend's old Animal Jam drawings on my phone. Ha ha ha. And she can't run from them. She can hide. She can burn those papers, and I still have a digital copy of them. I mean, the art is actually quite nice for, like, a 6th grader. But, like, girl, she can't escape from me. She's forever trapped with the knowledge that I will always have her old Animal Jam art. And she can't do anything about it. Okay, to be fair, though, they never asked me to, like, delete the photos from my phone. So, like, they're just kind of there forever. Maybe one day they'll realize that they could just ask me to delete stuff, and I would. But until then, they will periodically get sent their old furry drawings, because, you know, everybody really just needs a reminder of their old internet phases once in a while. That's why I always remember my old internet phases, because I'm like, I gotta remember some stuff. Because it's cool. It's cool to see how fucking weird I was online. I used to be much worse than I am now, which is crazy. Because I'm still very much online. Oh my god. Okay, wait, actually, I forgot to mention this. But actually, like, yesterday, I had a French class, and I was, like, okay, so I was in French, right? And we're doing, a unit on, I think, like, technology or whatever, and my prof was like, hey, girlies, like, hey, guys, what is, like, your approximate screen time, like, per week, like daily average? And everybody else in my class was like 3 to 5 hours. And, like, I pulled up, like, my phone, and it just said 11 hours, and I was like, fuck! Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, okay, so, and then they're like, how often are you on your phone? And I'm like, more often than I am outside, or, like, conscious at this point. But, and then she was like, and then my prof was like, oh, wow, what about your iPad, or, like, your laptop? And I'm like, my laptop is worse. My laptop is much worse than my iPad, my phone. My phone is on less than my laptop is. And my phone's already at 11 hours. And then she was like, how often are you on social media? And I'm like, honestly, surprisingly not often. I usually am just, like, reading manhwas and stuff. But I'm like, this is so awkward, because everybody else in my class have, like, no hours on their phone, and I'm like, I got everybody in the class, like, combined at this point. Ugh, so awkward. It's so random. But yeah, it's fine. I feel like everybody knew that I was chronically online anyways, but I feel like it just really showed how chronically online I was compared to everybody else. Yeah. Mother, I've joined the internet. I've been on the internet for way too long in my life. Been on the internet more than anything else. So it's, I've been on the internet a little too long. I did not know that people, like, genuinely were not, like, online all the time. Like I know they weren't, like, online as much as I was, but like 3 to 5 hours? What the fuck do you do with the rest of the time? Like, it's not, like, sometimes I'm not even, like, on the internet. I'm just, like, drawing, right? And I'm like, what do you do? Like, do you just, like, have a life? Like, do you, like, go hang out with people? Like, that's so weird to me. I don't understand the concept of going out and hanging out with people, like, every day, to the point where, like, you're... Anyways, that is all to say, I should probably get off my phone a little bit. Just, probably a good idea. Will I, though? No, I won't. But, like, it's cool to think of how healthy everybody is compared to me. Anyway. Slim line between touching. See, I socialize, but, like, only, like, if I'm, like, near people. Like at school and stuff, I'm like, okay, yes, I will socialize, obviously. But, like, if I'm, like, alone, like, I just have, like, having, like, no particular, I don't really have, like, the urge to, like, go outside or, like, meet new people and stuff. Like, I'm very, very comfortable just, like, talking to people, strangers on the internet, more than I am, like, just, like, oh, I will go call up a friend or something. Like, yeah, like, if somebody else asks me to like go outside, yes, I will go with them. Like sure, whatever, wherever the hell they want to go, right? I'm chill with that. But like as like a person like myself, I don't like have the urge to like really go out on my own. I'm like not feeling it most of the time. But like if anybody else asks, I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll join you. But yeah, I think we're gonna just do this as the shape in the background today. We're doing kind of like an S shape, but it's like kind of pearls. Yeah, let's go with that. All right, I feel like I yapped more than I was doing the drawing part, but I feel like the drawing today was very simple. But I think it turned out well. I think she's cute. But yeah, I'm gonna export this and then I'm gonna probably stop the stream soon. But I might stream later today, as in like after my next class. Cause I found that I was scrolling around on whatchamacallit, on Steam, right? And y'all want to know what game I found? I found this Alien Stage fan game. It was also a visual novel on Steam, and I'm so curious about it. So I might like stream it because I want to play it, and I'm also like maybe one of y'all want to watch me play this shit. Cause I feel like it'd be an interesting experience. I've never really played a fan game before, so we will see. But yeah, anyways, thank you for coming to the stream. I will see you guys either tomorrow or later today. We haven't decided yet. By we, I mean me, because I'm the one who makes decisions here. But yeah. Anyways, bye bye guys. I will see you soon.